Okay, welcome back to part 2 of ELLE magazine, December 22 and combined issue, December 22, January 23. So, resuming where we left off. So, I can kind of get with this in spirit. I really appreciate what Nina Garcia is doing here, right? She's creating like a monthly like a pinup, what would be the equivalent of a pinup. It's not a centerfold, literally like a trifold, but it's one page. And this could be, you can see how it's labeled here, ELLE magazine, of course, December, January 2023. It's got the model. This is Lily Rose Depp. Okay, so I can appreciate the spirit of what she's doing by treating us to a monthly poster. But the print resolution is terrible, and this is just a very thin, normal piece of paper. So what we really need to pull this off, to execute this well, is a very high print resolution and put it on a very thick cardstock. Like Chanel, they use the thickest cardstock to be found. Chanel. Other advertisers use a medium cardstock, but Chanel uses a very heavy cardstock. So use that heavy cardstock, right? Leave this the same, right? No text on the actual image, but heavy cardstock and a very high print resolution. Okay, Lily Rose Depp. I'm going to do an upcoming issue. Bill Maher, this past Friday, did a wonderful segment on Nepo babies. That's how he concluded his show this past Friday. And he addressed the modeling industry as well as Hollywood, the acting industry. So that's going to be a future episode, but my point is Lily Rose. Of course, her father is Johnny Depp. So we have the nepotism issue, raising its head again. But you can, right, I don't know. I don't want to be too critical because it's kind of debatable whether she could have made it on her own or not. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be too critical. This is a nice shot here. Very well done. Okay. Again, doesn't require a lot of analysis. Still Lily Rose. This is nice. I kind of like this. It's kind of a bodycon, but with straps. Normally a bodycon, well, yeah, I guess you could say it does, but sometimes the bodycon just stops below the armpits. But this has, it's a strap. It's a strapped bodycon. Very form-fitting, with some buttons here. But she's wearing socks with an open-toed shoe. Right here, this works. She has socks with a closed-toe shoe, but this is not working. Socks with an open toe. So again, that's a kind of a blunder on the fashion editor who dressed her. So she got quite an extensive shoot here. I mean, there's quite a few images. Okay. Okay, so here we're getting to the shoot and the scene. Felix Cooper is the photographer who's shooting Ginny here from Blackpink, and he's done a wonderful job. So, again, if you don't think so, we're free to disagree. We're always free to disagree on the analyses of these photos. Nice. Fashion editor did a great job dressing her for that shot. Excellent. Looks like a fashion gray background, fashion gray paper. which is always the go-to. I mean, if you really want to pull off a very professional shoot, and it's kind of the standard. It's kind of like the Cadillac of papers is fashion gray, and that it looks like maybe that's what they're using here. But excellent. The fashion editor did a wonderful job dressing her, hair and makeup. Just a wonderful, wonderful shoot. Let's see who styled her. I gave credit to the photographer, but not to the stylist. Patty Wilson. Okay, Patty Wilson is the stylist. Okay, this is nice. The one on the right I really don't like, because I'll tell you who ruined this look. If you remember, I can remember the exact year, 1982, it was Boy George Culture Club. Remember Karma Chameleon and whatever, he had some other songs, but I remember this was Boy George's look in 82, before he went to those oversized hats that he wears, in modern days. But yeah, that killed it for me. So every time I see a woman wearing a hat like this and it's cocked back on the head, I immediately think of Boy George, and it just destroys the look. Okay, I don't care for this. This kind of looks like Balenciaga. Let me see if it gives credit. Let's see. Okay, the jacket is credited as Shushu, is the brand. But to me, this is really stupid Balenciaga type stuff, right? That's not flattering her at all. That is not flattering her. Okay, these are both nice. Beautiful images. Wonderful, wonderful images. But I noticed, another thing I've noticed lately in these fashion magazines, this is really starting to be in style now. I've seen this for the past few months, where when they go in and post, I'm sure the photographer's not doing this in the camera, in the frame. They're coming in and post, and they keep chopping the top of the model's heads off. See, look at that. And no matter who they shoot, I mean, this is, it's really getting to be quite silly. I don't know why they're doing that. It doesn't look good. Okay, let's see what this is here. I'm not sure if we're still on Ginny or not, because this is in color. Yeah, this is different. This is not Ginny from Blackpink anymore. But it's good. This is the reason I chose this one. This is kind of 1980s. You can look at the style. This was big in the 80s. This look kind of making a return a little bit. This was also 1980s. I remember I used to wear these white painter's pants, like from Dickies, or I think Dickies, and they had a hammer loop. Literally, you could put a hammer in there, and the loop would rest in this loop. And I used to take an X-Acto knife and cut the hammer loop off these pants and wear them just as white jeans in the summer. The traditional summer, May through September. And this cotton belt, it's like a basket weave belt, was very popular in the 80s. So this whole thing has kind of a 1980s feel to it. Have a denim skirt over here. This could kind of be 1980s. But the thing, I just wanted to show you where they messed up here, is if you notice this model, they chose a red fingernail, right? And then they should have gone with a French tip, because a French tip is neutral and goes with anything. Or just a clear. But see, the red is not agreeing with this wardrobe. The red, she's got here, it looks like an emerald, right? And the red is kind of clashing. So I don't know why, when you go into hair and makeup, like if the model reported this day with this red, okay, no problem, just use nail polish remover. Because the photographer, everybody knew they were going to do many different looks. Like, this is called a look. This wardrobe is a look. This wardrobe is a look. So the fashion editor who chose all these wardrobes should have looked at her nails and said, well, this is going to be a clash. Let's take off this polish and let's put you in the French tip, because the French tip would agree with every wardrobe we're going to put you in. So this was a major oversight, leaving this model in this red nail color. You can see it's repeated here, the red nail color. But this is an awesome jacket. Look at the quality of that leather. Let's see how much let's see. This jacket is $6,700. But that, you have to admit, that is a beautiful jacket. But not $6,700 worth. Sorry about that. Okay, here we see that same image again. Right, it keeps. This image is probably 5 years old, if not older, but it keeps surfacing because it's so awesome. As I said, it's a Burberry pattern. The tan, black and white, like a British tan. Tan, black and white in the shoes, tan, black and white. So, just really awesome image. You know it's an awesome image when the photo keeps surfacing over and over again. This is Emma Watson, but that's a horrible image. I've seen different images of her, and she looked excellent, but this Sandy Duncan, kind of that short little pixie look, it's just not flattering at all. They've got her, I don't know, that's horrible. Here's again, she just looks horrible. What's the point? And we have Louis Vuitton here. And they've got a nice model. An excellent model. But this kind of looks almost a little bit like a navy dungaree. This oversized jacket. And this is another thing. This oversized clothing. So the jeans are too big. The coat is too big. Right? Why bother? If you're not going to flatter the model, if you're not going to make her look, right, dazzling and brilliant, then why dress her, right? She can, as I've said this before, you can go to a thrift store, a Goodwill store, and get this nonsense for $30. Why would you spend thousands for Louis Vuitton when you can go to the Goodwill and dress like this for $30? So that's why these fashion houses, they're just so out of touch with reality. Okay, so that concludes part 2. I hope you enjoyed this. If so, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.